Hmm. Hey YouTube, how's it going? It's Cop Night speaking. I hope you guys are well. Well, today this video is mainly about exercise and physical assertion. Not only in the sense of weight loss, but in the sense of daily life as well. You always notice I always seem to be carrying my band around in most of my videos. What's up with that? Anyway, um, Um, in this video, I'm going to talk about how I personally exercise and how it has helped me lose 41 pounds and how it has brought me from going from 230 how it's taken me from 237 pounds all the way to 196 pounds, etc. Mm, First of all, let's give a little background history of me. My height is 5'2". I know, I'm short. I um I my beginning weight was 237 pounds. That was in April. I got the lap band procedure done on April the 13th. No, I'm sorry, that was probably April the 23rd. I graduated on April the 13th, I'm sorry. And for the first 3 months, I was struggling a bit because I was working on my eating addiction, and I realized that after having the band that it doesn't take away your eating problems, so I had to really struggle with that before I actually saw any significant or any weight loss whatsoever. But after 3 months, or after several months, I started to get a grip on myself, and then the weight gradually started coming off. I was, let's see, my first video I made in August, and from August till November, my weight started coming off. What I did for exercise is that I got on the treadmill. Um, in the beginning, I would walk 2.5 or 2.6 miles, or speed, or miles per hour, or whatever you call it. My treadmill is the electric kind, not the manual kind. Sorry. I know that that's not exactly a very fast speed. I know that, but the thing is, I had to understand that if you keep doing the same process again and again, and yet it yields no results, it obviously means you need to change your method. In the past, I used to try to exercise so fast, hoping that it would help me reduce weight fast, but get nowhere. I finally managed to make myself understand that this is going to be forever, for life. So I had to be realistic. And in that way, I started walking slowly and gradually speeding up, like from 2.5 to 2.6, etc., etc. When my legs felt that they were no longer challenged at a certain speed, I would amp it up a little. And I would also amp up the incline on my treadmill. The incline stands for, like, the treadmill would go up and up like you're walking up a hill, and it would increase the calories that you burnt, and of course would make you sweat more and make you have to physically exert yourself even more. So that is what I did. Gradually, weeks as the weeks passed, I felt my legs getting stronger. In the beginning, I have to admit, I felt pretty weak. I felt like I was struggling, but I had to keep going. I couldn't stop. While I exercised, let me add, I would also listen to music. Some people, like Sky Moon 1982 or 1983, she would watch TV and walk. But that's not me. I don't even like to watch TV. What's to watch? Is Kim Kardashian crying about her not having a man or something? Please. I'm sorry. Um, what I do is listen to music on my Sony MP3 player. I have two MP3 players. My son almost ruined one MP3 player, so I had to get another one. And by the time I got the new one, the old one started to work again. So I was stuck. I have over 600 songs. So, with my two MP3 players at hand and my cell phone there, just in case I need to make a call, I would walk and listen to music. I prefer listening to music while exercising because it diverts your mind from the pain. It helps your mind, it helps your body. It makes the time seem to go a lot faster, in my opinion. If you listen to motivating songs as you exercise, you feel yourself more motivated to exercise and you'll want to stay even longer. You won't be like, oh, I don't want to exercise. But if you're listening to your favorite songs, exercise doesn't seem so bad. And you don't seem to be struggling as much, because I noticed that if when I would exercise without music, it would be hell. I just was like, oh, when is this going to be over? That's why when I exercise, I like to exercise with music, my favorite music. Heavy metal, Pakistani classic, um, Kenny Rogers, mm, anything you can think of. The Beatles, anything. A little bit of Lady Gaga, a little bit of Rebecca Black, Justin Bieber. Tell no one. So that would help me in my exercise to keep going and keep going. I would also have a bottle of water perched next to me so that whenever I felt dehydrated or overwhelmed or overheated, I'd, I'd stop the machine for a few moments because I can't drink and walk. And I would drink a few sips and then I start walking again, etc., etc. Um, right now, I'm currently walking at 3.1 miles per hour, with the incline at the highest, which is a 12, and I am burning 706 calories 5 times a week. And 700, well, roughly 700 multiplied by 5 makes 3,500. And it takes 3,300 calories to either lose a pound or gain a pound. So I'm roughly burning off almost a pound every week. Another thing I need to add, I used to exercise 6 days a week. That's when I'd burn 5 to 600 calories a day. But because of the higher calories or the more work that I'm putting in into 1 hour session, that's why I'm only exercising 5 days a week, and the other 2 days a week I'm resting. I think people underrate the process of resting. They put exercise at a higher priority than actually resting. They think that People think that the more they exercise, the more they will progress, and the less they rest, the more they will progress. But they don't seem to realize is that resting is also a part of the weight loss and the body building progress. Your body has to have has efficient rest. I'm sorry, I'm lost for words. Your body needs to rest. As we walk, our muscles tend to tear up. I'm sorry if I'm not explaining this right. They tear up, they contract, they become hard and taut. They need sufficient amount of rest in order to heal so we can move properly in our next exercise session. If we overexert our body, there will be one day where our bodies will become so weak and deteriorated we won't be able to function anymore. And that is only natural because we're human beings, we're not robots. Other than doing cardio or walking, I started to add weight lifts into my regime. I started slow. I'm using 4 pound dumbbells. Now, girls, relax, relax. I know we're big. We're big. That's why we're on this process, because we're basically big. But I promise you, lifting weights will not make you into the Incredible Hulk. We don't have enough testosterone in our bodies to do that. If you feel like you're getting bigger while you're lifting weights, you're either getting fatter because you're probably not eating properly, or you might be taking steroids. Please, guys, do not be afraid of weightlifting. It increases the metabolism and acts as some sort of a chisel in order to give our bodies a more sleek and toned look. Oh, well, just a note, this is an extra large shirt. It's, as you can notice, it's not fitting like it should. Um, they didn't have any other size other than this, and I really like this shirt, so I'd be like, okay, I'll just wear it at home. But just so you know, it's also a part of the process. Another a non-scale victory I should put in. I used to wear like size 20 jeans, 22, 23, depending on the manufacturers. But I can happily say that I've now finally fit into my old 18 jeans. Um, there was a time in my life where I was thinking that I'll never be able to fit into these jeans. It's just not possible. But one day, after these several months that I've been going through trying to change my habits and deal with my eating addiction and trying to be more healthy, also with the help of the tool, the lap band, I just tried the jeans on and they fit to the extent that I can actually wear them in public and not have to worry about ripping them at the crotch or something. They actually fit properly. I'll in the next video I'll show you them, God willing, inshallah. And these are one of the non-scale victories that made me really happy, and it made me really want to stay even more focused. Because there was a time where I was like, oh, there's just no point. I'm just gonna throw these blue jeans away. They are the dark wash jeans with the pretty patterned pockets in the back. And I was like, oh, throw them away, but I'm not throwing them away. I'm gonna keep those jeans and use them as a reminder that if I can get down to one size, certainly we can get down to another size as just by trying again and keeping at it. Most people who are on diets or even on surgery, even from surgeries or even from just doing it by themselves, so to speak, without the help of a surgical procedure, they tend to give up because of the slow progress. But they fail to realize is that a slow progress is progress itself. They're so deluded that the weight will come off in a snap, but it won't. It never does. Not unless if you take cocaine or something, but look, come on, let's face it. That's not even an option. Don't even go there. Please don't. Don't even go there. Slow weight loss is probably the best way to lose weight. First of all, who can afford $10,000 for excess skin? I can't. And second of all, like I've said before in my other videos, with slow weight loss, it gives you the time in order to understand how to use the tools that you've learned in order to deal with your eating problems. So the next time you feel stressed, you're not going to reach for a bucket of chips or a box of chocolate. You'll probably either paint your nails or buy nice shoes or play sports, etc. But sorry for rambling off. But back to the topic of exercise. Let's see, exercise. I also, now on my rest days, I don't do any exercises, as you know. Today is my rest day. Today is Saturday. And tomorrow, Sunday. And on those 2 days, totally devoted to rest. Of course, that doesn't mean I'm not going to clean the house or anything, but still, you know what I'm trying to say. The body needs sufficient rest in order to recuperate, in order to be ready for the next exercising session. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering now. People seem to think that if you just over-exercise yourself, you'll get the results. But they're deluded. It just doesn't work that way. You need sufficient rest. That's the only way you're going to get there. And after your rest, you exercise, you train. Whether you prefer Zumba, I'm not into Zumba because I don't like it's just hard. I can't keep up with the coordination or the choreography or whatever. Some people like to kickbox. I used to love to kickbox. Some people like to play basketball. Some people like to swim. Some people like to ride bikes. I don't know how to ride a bike, I'm sorry. Some people like to hike up mountains. Some people like to roller skate. The list goes on and on. Not everyone can do the same exercise. Everyone has a different way of exercising, and that's cool. That's cool. You gotta do what works for you. Do what works for you. Do what makes you happy. But just do it consistently. And remember, you have to challenge yourself. This is a big key, challenge. If you are not feeling strained, achy, tired, sweaty by the end of your exercise, chances are you're not doing something right. And that's one of the reasons why some people don't lose weight, and they don't understand as to why. They might be eating right, they might be taking all their vitamins and their necessary water, but the thing is they're just not kicking it up a notch when it comes to exercise. They're just walking or riding their bikes leisurely. As bitter as it sounds, you're just gonna have to kick it up a notch. You're gonna have to feel like, okay, okay, keep going, keep going, etc., etc. That's the only way you're gonna see results is by strain, blood, sweat, and tears. But let me tell you something. It's worth it. It's totally worth it. You might feel in pain while you're doing it, your exercise, but once you get off that bike or that treadmill or the boxing ring or whatever, you won't regret ever doing it. You'll be so happy. You'll feel so much better. You'll be like, "Oh, thank God I got through that without quitting or stopping or running away or whatever." I mean, it gives you a feeling of self-satisfaction and gratification knowing that you got through it without giving up. That's the thing. Exercise in whatever way you want to exercise. The only thing is you have to be consistent and you have to amp it up, because if there's no challenge, there's no change. No pains, no gains. That's that's basically how it is. But God willing, inshallah, we will all get to our desired goal. It won't be today, it won't be tomorrow. Fuck, it probably won't even be next year. But I do know this. We will get there. And when we do, we will forget about all the pains and aches in our body that we endured while on the bicycle or the treadmill. We'll forget about all the times when we wanted to eat a cupcake or a piece of pizza, but we turned it down because we wanted to be better for our bodies. We will forget all the times when we'll probably even forget all the taunts that people say that you can't do it. We'll be too busy looking much better, feeling much better, being able to walk up a flight of stairs with a smaller pair of jeans or a nicer shirt that you couldn't wear at your previous size. We'll feel a lot better because we'll have looks from people they probably might not say anything, but they will have looks of recognition and understanding that you did change yourself. And we'll even feel satisfaction in people's silence, because sometimes I knew a person who did reduce a lot of weight, but the people around her they said nothing. They didn't even say anything. I mean, they used to taunt her a lot, and I used to scold the living shit out of them for taunting her. But when she lost all her weight, no one said anything. And she was like, "Reshmi," my real name, "Reshmi, no one's saying anything. No one's congratulating me other than you. Why?" And I'm like, "Girl, fuck whatever they say." Because one thing, they are cheering in a way. It's their silence. Their silence is like a inaudible cheer. They're not saying anything because they're so burnt to death inside about you. They're so jealous. They have nothing else to... Excuse me. Sorry about that. Anyway, they're so jealous. They're so burnt to death because now that you've lost all this weight, they'll have nothing to throw against you. They'll have nothing bad to say about you. You won't be the butt of anyone's jokes. That's why they're pissed off. I mean, the only comments they would say to her is that, "Oh, sweetheart, you look so ill. You look so sick. Are you okay? And, oh dear, do you have some problem in your family? I mean, you look so diminished. You look so sickly and thin." She did not look sickly. She was thin, but she did not look like she was in a hospital bed. She looked perfect. When she told me this, I said, think of it as a compliment. Think of it as them they're trying to compliment you. When I was in that situation, people said the same thing. I took it as a compliment. Because the thing is, they're giving you recognition that you lost weight. But the thing is, they don't want to say it that, "Wow, you lost weight. Wow." They don't want to give you the satisfaction of knowing that you worked your ass off to get where you are. So they say, Oh, you look so sick, you look so weak and diminished, which is another way of saying, fuck, you lost weight, and I don't want to congratulate you, but I thought you should know that. Those type of those type of backhanded compliments you should take as a compliment. I would say, and I would used to say, wow, thanks, Auntie. You noticed that I lost weight. I would do this with her shoulder and then I'd walk away before giving her a chance to reply. It's also an attitude. If you hold yourself high, walk with the flair, hardly anyone's gonna dare even say anything negative against you, no matter what you weigh. Sometimes it's not always about how you weigh, it's about how you carry yourself. Although that technically has nothing to do with exercise, but this is a pep talk, and I like to give all the people I know around me as much as advice as I can because when I was in a situation where I needed advice, no one came to my rescue and they gave me just a bunch of bullshitty things that weren't practical. But now that I'm in a situation where I can give advice and where I could give counsel to those who need it, I will happily give it. Because God rewards those who tries to help others, who tries to support others. Whether we believe in God, Allah, Bhagwan, Jesus, Buddha, Anton LaVey, Darwin, whatever course of faith you wish to take, we all have a universal Father. And that universal Father smiles down upon us when he knows that we're trying to make someone else's life a little bit easier, even though it might not be the biggest attempt, but it is attempt nonetheless. Sorry for rambling on, but I just thought that some people would like to hear this bit of information, and it would, God willing, inshallah, brighten someone else's life. Even if I can reach one person, then that's all I need. If somebody watches it and feels better from this, then I've done what I needed to do. Basically, some people say, a bunch of idiots and critiquers say that, oh, people who make YouTube videos don't have anything better to do. And I said, so what should I do? Should I do what you're doing, going to clubs, cheating on your boyfriend, getting drunk, and being called a slut? And she was all like, yeah. And I'm like, honey, sit down. There's more nobility in trying to help others than it is trying to only help yourself. I'm not saying that you shouldn't enjoy your life, but at the same time, there's also a rewarding thing you get in your life by trying to improve the lives of others. You forget your own personal miseries, and it gives you a personal self-satisfaction that you can improve someone else's life if not your own. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope that it would give a person a little bit of a lift when they're having a bad day. Because let's face it, we all have bad days. But this is why YouTube was made, so we can all boost each other up and give each other the confidence to fight on. If we won't do it, who the fuck will? This has been a small video. Okay, not such a small. This has been a video I made in the hopes order to help people see how I exercise and also to see how to improve one's life by the sake of helping others. All right, take care.